Hello and welcome to yet another dimension. I am Jeremy. This is
Lucid Espresso.
And we just watched episode 12 of Hell's Paradise, Umbrella and Ink.
Thank you.
I just look at his face. Does he know it? And then I'll say, I got it right here.
I was going to say like Paracel and paint.
That sounds dope though.
Yeah.
So I know I want to sound like a broken record here, but yeah, another great episode of Hell's Paradise.
Yeah.
Penultimate episode. The penultimate Ink. I love you guys. Okay, so I loved it. Did you love it? Or did you like it?
I loved it.
You loved it?
Even with some of the mistakes.
We'll get to that.
I still enjoyed this episode.
Mappa is not flawless, I guess. They're working a little bit too hard. They did take a break that one time, but they should maybe took another little short break.
I feel like they were rushing it.
Yeah.
For the mistakes that they made.
Mm-hmm.
And it's understandable. It happens, but like this was like so noticeable mistakes.
It was bad. Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad. Like,
and once like we're like dissecting everything about this episode, you're gonna notice it.
I won't lie to you guys. Like watching it the first time, I didn't notice it. And then when we went back to watch it to kind of like dissect the episode, it's like we went back. Like,
now it's kind of a meme, unfortunately. But no, let's not look. We'll get to that part. But everything else, mostly in this episode, was great. Yes. I mean, for me, you get awesome fight, great character development, world building, a good backstory, and an emotional sad moment, and also a good ending that makes you want to watch more. So close to being perfect. Overall, you thought it was great?
Dude.
Okay, all right. We're going to start from the beginning.
That sounds good. Let's go.
We're in Kohai, the paradise for the Tenzin. And, like in the end of the last episode, Hoko just gets his head knocked off. And they're just stunned. Senta, Sagiri, and Yuzu are all stunned.
Yuzu, yeah.
I call her Yuzu because Yuzu-chan.
Yuzu, yeah.
I'm just gonna say Yuzu because we're gonna say to her a lot because this episode
really focused on her.
Yeah, and it made me like her a lot more because she's like mysterious, but you get to know a little bit more about her.
She's mischievous, but she
like
does
it.
care about people.
He's still alive though. Yuzu, she runs away. So what did you think about that? Her just running away.
So I obviously when we went throughout the show, like when Gabimaru was talking about his ninja ways and stuff like that, like assess the energy. If you realize you can't fight the enemy, you leave, right? You retreat and then plan. That's what she was doing. She realized that he was way too strong.
Yeah,
that's why she
right away she knew. Yeah. So at first you think like, oh, she's betraying them, but they're gonna follow suit. So they're not as like
and it wasn't like
conditioned.
She just like she didn't say anything and just took off running. Like she was like shit and it took off. Like she knew it was bad. Like she verbally said to everyone like obviously we can't do this. So we got to go. She just so happened to be the fastest out of all of them because she's a ninja. But I didn't feel bad about it because like in any given situation when you know that we can't win something, I expect you to get the hell out of there. Right? Yeah. Right. You're an idiot if you think like, oh yeah, we could do this. Like it's like playing Apex Legends and you guys all have like no attachment on your guns, just shitty guns, no bullets, and then there's a whole team that just got out of a fight and just looted a bunch of bodies. You tell me you're gonna try and fight that?
No, you're about to be out. And
let's
you just gotta trust your teammates to follow suit.
Yeah, like we can't fight that. That's stupid. But sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes like that team that just won that fight may have depleted most of their shields and stuff like that and don't have anything. You can win it, but that's not a choice situation, right? That's if they pushed you, right? And like you're just locked in the fight regardless. She tried to retreat and got pushed on. Right? That's when he ran on her and like gripped her up. Yeah,
he grabs her,
Yeah, like now you're forced to fight. Like there's no way out.
Yeah. Because you can't get away.
In a sense, like she did the right thing to me. Right? In my mind, if I knew that I can't win a fight here, it's best to retreat and come back.
Makes sense. So like you said, he grabs her, so obviously they're not getting in the way. And unfortunately, Hoko, he gets his whole entire like philosophy in life. Like he thinks his soul is gonna go to Kohai and like the Tenzins are gods. Nope, they're not gods at all. They're just basically scientists. They're just experimenting on whatever human comes to the island, and he is shocked. He's like, "What, Nani?"
I think he lied to them. To be honest with you,
you think Hoko? You think the Tenzin lied to him?
Yeah, because if we go back to when Gabimaru fought the other Tenzin, he said, "So you turn humans into the elixir of life," and that's when she was like. And then attack Gabimaru.
So he's not telling the whole truth.
He's not telling the whole truth. Okay. There has to be some form of elixir of life, right?
Yeah, it's like it was kind of confused, like the Tan. So I'm guessing that is. So maybe he's saying like, get out of here.
Go.
Maybe he's saying like it's not like just like a bottle of just drink it, because if you consume the Tan, you turn into a tree like Hoko. Yeah. Like if you're like a normal human. Yeah. So but if you Chobe. It didn't happen to him though, he's
a very unique character. I think he's gonna be the one who comes the closest to actually obtaining the elixir of life due to the fact that he's consuming life on the island.
Yeah,
like he's the only one that's on the island that's consuming like the life and stuff like that. And he's quick. Battle IQ is crazy. I can't still fathom how stupid.
And Yuzu's is very high too. Similar.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's crazy, dude. They have some really good characters in the show.
And they haven't met. All of them haven't met yet.
No, yeah.
So I'm excited.
I can't wait to see like when they're all in battle with each other and how they work together, because like they have extremely high Q. And this is our first time actually seeing. Other than like the last episode where Gabimaru and the dragon worked together, they weren't really working together. They were kind of just like. Stop being an idiot and like spraying blood on each other, hitting body parts at each other. But in this episode, it's our first time actually seeing the characters work together as like a unison. Even like the Tens is like, "Wow, your teamwork is not that bad." And then like he was just getting work. It was actually really good.
Yeah, great. So he claims that that's all fake. Like he's not some god spirit. They just their masters tells them that to keep control on the island, and he just uses the humans that come to the island as experiments, and you can see like he just like suicide bomber like acid sprayed down. But you go ahead.
I feel like his motive of telling them that it's not real or something like that is to imply use like defeat, a form of defeat, whereas like it's like. What can I say? It's kind of like taunting your enemy to the point where you realize like everything you have done up to this point was just for naught.
Yeah.
So
he said it's over.
Yeah. So just give up and die. Like just come with me. It's like I feel like this is a ploy to implement some form of like defeat within like a mental defeat. So when you attack someone mentally, like again, I'm gonna use another game reference like League of Legends, right? When we play League, we taunt. Right, we emote them after we kill them, and they get angry. Right, and you keep doing that to the point where like now they're just trying to get you, like they're trying to kill you. But like by them keep attacking you, they're dying, and you're getting free gold. You're getting stronger. You snowball, and all because all you did was play the mental game, and that's what he's doing. He's playing a mental game on them, so that at the point where they're just like, "Wow, we got put on this island. There's no elixir. We're gonna fucking die here. I might as well just give up." But they're like, "No, we're gonna survive. We're gonna get off this island." That's why I feel like when Yuzuru came back and talked to Sugiri, she's like, even if it's not here, our top priority is to survive.
Yeah, she's very positive.
Yeah.
So she's a good leader so far. You think she's just like the comedic relief? No, she's a leader.
Yeah.
And she proves why she's so strong.
I mean, she's a Kanochi, and it's all about survival.
Yeah, so she's used to being in these situations, kind of like similar to Gabimaru. So he claims there's no elixir of life, and like it just destroys Hoko's like life philosophy. But finally, we get into more like the fighting because she used the substitution jutsu,
Nimpo.
Yeah, the Nimpo, and she breaks free and then throws a whole bunch of kunais and just.
Decapitate.
Kills him. End of the episode. No, he's still alive. Of course. Comes back and he's very impressed by her skill because she can see Tao. And she calls it, it's called Chi.
Ki.
No, it's
Chi.
Oh, it's Chi Ki. It's one of those. It's not. It's a QI.
QI.
Yeah. So.
Kui.
No. It's chi, man. I looked it up. It's chi. That's how I looked it up. Unfortunately.
Oh, you looked it up.
Yeah, I did like.
They still say chi also, like chi.
She knows it as chi, but of course she hasn't mastered it. And the Tenzin, he gets a little interested in it. I think he wants to, teach her.
Yeah.
Teach her bochu. What is it called?
Sexual.
Bochu jutsu.
Sexual training.
This guy, he does not take them serious. Like, obviously, he just sees them as toys. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
But we do learn that he is the prophecy of what was the flower?
Oh, peony.
Peony, yeah.
Yeah, like love, kindness, goodwill. Mm-hmm. So he just claims that he wants to talk, but obviously he just wants to toy with them. Mm-hmm. But he wants to, bring him in as, I guess a student. Yeah. But he doesn't need the other two. But Santa defends her honor.
Yeah.
And starts fighting, and then Sagiri's like, "What?"
Yeah, he goes, "If you're gonna take her life or give her the option of life or death, you have to go through with me because I'm her executioner."
Yeah,
that's like his job. But yeah, I didn't like in a sense like Sagiri thought it was like, does he have feelings for her? Like,
yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
The other thing though, the first time the Tenzin says there's no elixir life, the first person that Sagiri thinks of is Gabimaru.
Yeah, I like that.
So it shows that
there's a connection there.
Yeah,
they really.
She didn't even think about like, oh, how am I gonna get off the island? She thinks of him first.
Yeah, because like the only reason why he's doing this is because he wants to go back to his wife.
Mm-hmm. So then also, she shows the technique, and we finally figure out what it was. It's a slime string, Nimpo. Yeah. She like drinks medicine and it metabolizes and like it turns to poison, which is so sweet. What did you think of it?
I thought that was pretty cool. It's so funny how like she does it once and then the Tenzin's like, "Oh, I know how you use your ability," and I was like, "Damn, dude.
Already
so quick to learn, dude." Like the Tenzins also have like high battle IQ too. How quickly they can adapt.
Yeah, thousands of years, man.
Yeah, like you do a technique once and they're like, "Oh, all right, figure out how you do that," and then like they're just dodging it.
That's how they easily can dodge everything. Or it doesn't really matter because they regenerate. So it's kind of like, but they do figure out how to defeat it.
Yeah, but see, the thing is like, it's because, and I like how they explain it because like, it just sucks that like, oh, well, he can read my move. It's just like, but they tell you it's like, because I see your towel, you're attacking me, I can tell how you move. And that's the same thing same thing that Gabimaru noticed when the guy went to go attack him. He saw that the towel went towards his hand, and he's like, he's going to swing at me. And that's why he was able to stop it.
Yeah, Gabimaru, man, he's on that shit.
Yeah,
man.
So I think at some point they're going to learn how to control their towel to the point where like you can start using it to create feints and throw your opponent off. So there has to be some form, like a way to counter that, because like if everyone's able to just read each other move, it's just like at this point it's just like we just cancel each other out. It's just like, well, let's just start punching each other at this point.
Yeah. So a way that Sagiri gets around him reading her moves,
she threw her blade.
She's just like aimless. There's no like rhyme or reason to it. Because it was told by Hoko that the weakness is the tendon. And the tendon. It's kind of like the heart, but it's like placed. God, that's not allowed on YouTube.
Yeah, you can't. Kali,
get out of here with that.
You can't just be cleaning yourself on camera.
You can lay there, but you gotta chill. All right.
Okay.
Speaking of so it's basically the hearts of the Tenzin, where all the chi, or Tao, I'm sorry, the Tao, too many names, flows out. And they go after that. Sagiri goes after that. And then we find Sagiri's skill.
Quan Chi. I was like, yeah, you're right, it's Chi, because Quan Chi.
Quan Chi, yeah. I did the research, man.
Yeah, you're right.
I did
it's okay.
Hours of research. Hours, I mean 20 minutes. Sagiri goes after it.
Yeah.
And she hits it, but she doesn't have enough Tao,
yeah.
But she's on that Demon Slayer shit.
Yeah, she realized that his body and how it works is the same as the big dude,
the giant, that she killed. And back then she saw the towel.
Yeah, the towel. So she said she's started using her Demon Slayer technique, first form.
What if she started saying like a form?
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
It's like a crossover.
Yeah, and it was cool because like when he saw her do it, he goes, her towel just spiked.
Yeah.
And when she was able to hit him, he realized that what's unique about her towel is that it's very poisonous to them.
That's his weakness. That's hit like so. I think Yuzu said like certain ones certain Tenzin have like weaknesses to different ones. So everybody has different
because they all have certain properties. And
it's not all the same.
Yeah, he said that his is earth properties, so which means hers is water.
Mm-hmm. And remember how like in that one episode it was like the water.
Yeah.
In her eyes. So I think you're right.
Yeah, her property might be water, and his is earth, which
it's like Pokemon, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's poisonous to him.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's cool.
That's the reason why you got me saying Yuzu's properties didn't work because her properties is water, and his is just. It should have done more damage. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Sagiri and Yuzu's have the same property. They're both water.
See, I don't know how that works. Yeah. So I thought maybe it was just a poison type.
Maybe because
Pokemon.
Maybe because she hasn't mastered her Tao yet to do
that too. She has a lot, but she hasn't mastered it
to use it as an attack form.
I don't know. They're explaining it. I don't think it's like fully formed yet.
Yeah.
But I like how it's not just everybody's just the same. They're like, everybody has this one weakness. Everybody's different. Yeah. So you need to fight certain Tenzin with the executioners or the criminals, which is sweet world building. So, but they're still fighting, and then we get the great sequence with them fighting, all three together, working as a team. Yeah. But we do get this one part where Senta is holding down the Tenzin. You want to talk about it?
Okay, well, we gotta go back a little bit because we skipped a part.
Oh yeah, the female. I remember that. When she's in the air.
No, before that, because they lock him down. Usually locks him down. This is when they need to start working together. So she locks him down.
Yeah,
and then he's still in his male form, and he tells his like little creature things that he has like created to attack Yuzu. He's
he tells
yeah. So Senta literally takes off his jacket, pins him down, and then just
no mistaking for it. No mistaking.
Also, Senta's like rank 4, I believe.
He's fifth. He's fifth
rank. Yeah,
like it matters that much, but he's high. He's a higher rank.
Yeah, he's precise with his thrust. Like he literally. He stabbed,
like fencing.
Yeah, he stabbed those things in the head, like nowhere else on the body, just in the head, like multiple times.
So he could fight.
He can fight. But the key thing in this was he took off his jacket. Jacket is no longer on. Then he goes and the Tenzin bites off his arm to regenerate to blow Tao at Yuzu, but she dodges it, allowing Senta to get hit.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. The fight goes on. They're working together. They cut off his limbs. He flies up to the air and starts bombarding them with attacks.
In the female form.
After this is where it gets a little weird. So Yuzu goes out and Lily starts taking hit to Lily lock her down and bring her back to the ground, which she does perfectly. And then he reverts back into his male form because that's more of a defensive form, and it takes a lot more damage to her. Female form, the body's weaker, but it's stronger, I guess. It's weird to say. It's a whole yin-yang thing. But when he gets back up, he gets stabbed from behind by Senta, and then which was very weird is when he does that, Senta doesn't have his jacket on, but then when it cuts back, showing from the backside of where he grabs him, the whole entire jacket is on.
Yeah. And his glasses are supposed to have that layer where you can't see it, but it's just his skin color.
Yeah, it's like this whole.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's bad. You can throw some screenshots up there.
I will. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we watched it. You watched it 3 times. How many times did you watch it? Or 2?
4.
4. I watched it. I think 3 times.
Yeah.
we're overanalyzing. But I think that's still a bad mistake.
It's a bad mistake, but it does not affect how the story was delivered to them.
Yeah, it was still really good.
It was really good. It was great, well executed. Just there's gonna be mistakes, regardless. And I'm pretty sure if we go back and watch Demon Slayer, we might find some there also.
Yeah,
but
it was really obvious though for this.
This one was too obvious. Yeah, and even there was mistakes in Chainsaw Man. Right.
Oh yeah,
there's mistakes in
and everything basically.
Yeah. But again, like this is the reason why it's always good to go buy the Blu-ray disc, because they fix everything, because they go through and they reanimate some things, and they like, and some, like for example, like My Hero Academia, when they use like certain abilities, like the screen goes a little bit darker, because like if
I noticed
if it's
that,
too bright, it might cause epilepsy and issues like that. But
that's why they do that.
Yeah, but when you buy the Blu-ray, it's completely bright. It's not dimmed
that's
down.
Why they do that.
That's why they do that. So there's a certain level of brightness you can have when you're doing flashes on television, but on Blu-ray, that's no longer an issue. There's no limitation there. So they fix things. So if you go, I recommend, if anyone who's watching 1,000 Year Blood Arc, watch it on television, and then if you have the funds or want to, buy the Blu-ray, and you can see there is a different.
They are they're most of the time they are expensive though, unfortunately. But it does help if you want anime to continue. Yeah. That's the best way to support.
The best way to support. Also, if you don't want to do that, there is comparison online on YouTube. DB Zinnerman, he does a great comparison of Blu-ray and the television for 1,000 Year Blood Arc. So that way you guys can see what they do, what these studios do once they start to release the Blu-ray. They fix a lot of things. But I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to do. They're going to fix the Senta issue when they realize it. But the thing is, we also have to point it out.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, we point out the 3D. We got to point this out. But
they're not going to fix Nier. A1 Pictures Dog Water.
Yeah. I just added the obligatory mention of Nier because it was dog water.
I didn't even finish it.
Yeah, you love Nier.
I fucking love Nier. As you guys can see, that's the reason why we never continued that series.
Nah.
Like, it was not worth reviewing.
Yeah.
It was just like every episode was just like,
we was already doing another review, so it was like we was doing Trigun, so it was like
Trigun was worth it.
So but all that aside, still great, and they actually defeat the Tenzin. Sagiri cuts open the Tanden, and they beat him. They won. And they decide to rest right next to the corpse.
This dude.
That's it.
He mad.
Who mad?
You mad?
I'm mad. Of course I'm mad about that.
Why would you rest by the body?
Well, no, he's dead though. So then we'll get to that.
They don't see. They never like. Okay, we all know that it's a possibility that it could turn into a monster. Yeah, we've seen that, but they have not.
Look. Okay, look. I will let that go if it didn't already regenerate like twice.
Yeah, but they thought they killed it.
Look, I'm paranoid. Okay,
I just love.
I'm paranoid. I'm like careful. I'm like, let me get away from. Even people like normal people, I'm getting away from them. It's like, but that's just me though.
But it was a nice build up, right?
Yeah.
They rest. She's like,
what they show is great. Go ahead.
Yeah, like they asked, like, Sagiri asked, like, do you have feelings for your criminal or whatever?
Yes. Senta for who's Yuzu.
He starts to blush. And he goes, no, it's not like that. And he explains that like her freedom and the way that she doesn't lie to herself, but she lies to other.
Yeah.
Right. And
she calls out people's bullshit.
Yeah, she calls out people's bullshit, and he's envious of that, right? To the point that it hurts, and like he starts to admire her.
Jealous of that.
Yeah, he wishes he can be her, and thus like. I guess it holds a special place, and that's the reason why he's like so close to her, and that he probably wants to protect her just as much as Sagiri wants to protect Gabi. So
they're complete opposites.
We get this nice little flashback. You know, all he wanted to do was paint. He doesn't like killing people, and she can tell that he doesn't care about the clan or being an executioner. Right? And she gets that. She calls him a little raccoon dog. He does look like a raccoon.
He's cute though, cute raccoon.
Yeah. Like we all
smart raccoon.
We like a good trash panda, right? With that being
they
said,
really are, though.
Right, Yuzu noticed that, like, she's like, was this always a big pile of flowers? And then she's about to get stabbed.
Can I say something before we get away from? I'm sorry, I have to mention this. I love this flashback because the reason why his reasoning or how he tried to rationalize killing was through like text, and that's why he knows so much about it. Yeah. So I like how that informs. That's why he
studies so much on religion to understand what's the point of me executing people.
And I think people do that a lot when they like doing something that they shouldn't be doing, or like they're not living the right life. They try to rationalize that.
They find a way to justify their actions,
and they become numb. And then it takes like somebody outside to call you out on your bullshit.
Yeah, like, hey, stupid, you don't have to do it.
It's like yeah,
nothing in life tells you that you have to do this. Right? That's what's important. Like, no one in the world can tell you guys what you should be doing and should not be doing. Like,
it's just you, man.
You write your own story. This is your book. You write it. This is the route you chose to go. Don't let someone deter you from your dreams or destinations.
Yeah.
Right? So continue on pushing forward and doing what you want to do. And that's the point of this, is like, regardless of like, yeah, this is my clan things, like, disobey your clan. You don't have to do what they do. It's like, for example, I'm just going to use a random family. I'm not going to say ethnicity, but like some families will be like, we want you to become a doctor, right?
Yeah.
Right. Your aunt's a doctor. Your uncle is a nurse, blah, 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 so on and so forth, right? And whatever. And they want you to follow that route because the money's there. There's good money there. But you, growing up, you wanted to be a filmmaker. That's not what you want to do. But because your family has forced you upon doing something that you don't want to do, you just become numb and you start studying all this stuff for becoming a nurse or a doctor, understanding the anatomy, the body, how the ins and outs of a hospital works, and then you just like kind of lose the interest of what you really want to do, being a filmmaker or a photographer. As you get older, and then you realize that like, this is not what I want to do. You have put so much years behind on what you really want to do because you wanted just to please your family or your clan, and it sucks. It sucks, and that's what he felt, and he felt numb to it to the point where he's just like, I just lost my goals of being a painter, so I just did my job as an executioner because this is what my clan wanted.
I love to hear it. And this is why, look, you point this out, long, deep explanation for a short backstory that hits, but we get to see like Demon Slayer with Mitsuri's backstory, and you mention it, and it's kind of just there. That's why you know, some things are better than others. It's just not blind hate or dislike for something. There's a reason behind why we give our certain ratings. So that's why I wanted to point that out, where a backstory is good and it doesn't have to be the whole story. Yeah. The whole episode. But go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
It was like, mind you, they only spent like about 5 minutes on that.
Yeah, and it hits.
Fucking Mitsuri's backstory. Don't get me started on that.
I didn't want to get you started, but
unnecessarily long. But whatever. Whatever.
I think they had to fill that. Well, no, they had to.
In that season at 8.5. You're fucking crazy, dude.
But yeah, that really worked. But I'm sorry, you go ahead with continue with the story. But he gets hit with the flower.
He gets hit with the flower by protecting Yuzu. He takes a hit for her, and then like it goes back into like him reminiscing about Yuzu and then, like everything she has done for him, and he makes his painting. He's asked if I can paint this one.
That's beautiful.
Just one more, and then the flowers start to cover up his head as he's just like a young kid. And then when we pan back to reality, he's in bliss because he's now turning into one of those flower creatures.
Umbrella Inc., the name of the episode. And maybe it's not that bad. I don't know, it's kind of like in the Matrix, like simulation. But is it worse? Well, that's like for another episode where we talk about it.
The sad part is like he's still alive.
Yeah, he'll be like that forever, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm assuming,
kind of like creepy.
I'm assuming that Yuzu's probably gonna be the one to put him out of his misery.
Yeah,
because she doesn't.
That's worse than death, I think.
Yeah, there's no way to cure him. So all they're gonna do, she's gonna be the one to take him out because she understands that he had feelings for her.
Gives me chills, like just thinking of like being like that, seeing somebody that you care about like that, just living like I'd rather you just be gone for good. But go ahead.
I guess we can get right into it. So this the Tenzin transform into his King Kinshikai.
Yeah, I think that's what it's
called. His Kinshikai. And
did you notice that on one side and the other side is the yin and yang, the bodies? I didn't realize that before.
Remember, I told you like the female is like the yin. And
so that's like the combination. Yeah, it was cool. It's cool.
So as this thing transformed, they see it. They're in utter defeat, and like Sagiri is just falling on the ground. She's like, "What do we do?" And Yuja goes, she looks back and she goes, "Well, we have to fight this monster one more time. That's all we can do."
And the music hits.
Oh, that music, bro! That OST in this episode,
man, it's haunting.
Oh my god, that was so good.
That's when music. The music hits like that. It makes a great scene even better. My god! So that's why this is another reason why this show is so great.
But they're about to be attacked. Like it's
pretty bad
by the same type of flowers, and then you get this.
Who is it?
Oh my boy, Shion.
And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And that was just a great plot overall. But there is a little bit before that. We gotta talk about Gaimaru like a little bit. But there was like a short scene where it was after the fight. Fuchi wished he didn't kill him because to learn more about the elixir. Gabimaru thanks Mei once again, and this guy is a little softy now. Yeah. And Fuchi notices is like, this dude is you ain't know
your report.
Hollow my ass.
Yeah, it's not in the report. You all soft and shit.
So he's concerned that it might affect his job. Yeah. But I think the balance is coming in where I think he's gonna become even more stronger and be able to control the Tao through this way. So, and then he passes out. Similar to Sagiri, where like his nose starts bleeding, it's too much towel usage.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not the end of the episode. The end of the episode is Shion being a badass. Yeah. But so man, see, look, this episode's great. It's one of the best ones.
Great. What are you gonna rate it? You want me to go first? I'll rate it right now.
I'll go first.
Okay.
If it wasn't for that animation mistake, and I'm gonna let go the one thing. The Stand by the Corpse. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna give it 9.5. It was so close to being 10.
Oh my god!
It had everything.
I was giving it a 9.
I love this episode. I had everything. It would have been a 10 for me if they had that right.
Yeah.
It was they had that's why I wanted to do these notes. Like you were right. It was a good call. We wanted to wait a day. And I got all the notes down. I was like, man, this is a great episode.
This is a really good episode. When you actually sit there and just like dissect this episode, you're like, wow, there's.
Like I said, it had everything.
One of my favorite part was like when they announced that he was like the peony or something like that. Like that, I was like, that's more lore to. Like it goes to show like each Tenzin is like based off of a flower, and each flower represents something. Like this is like love, harmony, and stuff like that. And I was like, oh shit. So,
everybody got character development in this. Oh. Everybody is not misused.
Yeah. And so, they don't.
And I really appreciate Yuzu a lot more in this episode.
And any other executioner character, like they're gonna die, they make sure to finish their arc before they die. Like, and it doesn't need to be so drawn out. Like, for example, Mitsuri, they did it so well that you're just like. Senta was so cool, and then like even with Tenza, like I love Tenza. We didn't even spend that much time with him, but it was so great.
Yeah, I agree. That was another. You gave that one a 10. I'm telling you did.
Yeah, I fucking love Tenza.
Yeah,
best boy. They always got to kill off the best boys.
That's why they're best boy.
Yeah, the best boys.
So that was the penultimate episode. Umbrella Inc. Let us know what you thought of this episode, which was one of the best. Please watch Hell's Paradise. Please. Give it a shot. Put it out there because it's great.
Great.
And next week is the last episode. For season
I'm
finale.
so sad.
It's going to be
what are we going to do next? Bleach? I don't know.
I'm not caught up with Bleach.
Get caught up.
JJK.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, baby. What I'm talking about. Woo!
So that's another Mappa banger.
Oh, yes. I've been caught up in the manga.
And the animation of that show is fucking wild. I'm like, I watched it last year when I had COVID, and it made me better.
Oh man, the music in that too is really good too.
Yeah,
I hope they bring back some more Kohai albums, man. Kohai is one of my favorite bands, but
the ending, but Hell's Paradise is worth your time, 100%.
Yes, we wouldn't lie.
100, yes. So yeah, let us know what you thought. And we'll see you in the next dimension.